I told my dad about you, and he is shocked. You have no idea how those words tasted in my mind when I repeated them. Shocked. Of course he is. Anyone would be. Anyone who hears my name, my intentions, my claim on you, no one reacts calmly. Because you aren't dealing with some harmless boy who blushes and stutters. You're dealing with a man who doesn't ask for what he wants. He takes it. And your father, he only heard a glimpse, a shadow of what I am. If he knew the depth of what I feel for you, the edge I stand on because of you, he would be terrified, not shocked. You think I care about his reaction? You think I will step back because he's uncomfortable? No, if anything, it amuses me because it means he sees the truth. You're slipping away from his world and falling straight into mine. You're already choosing me, even if you pretend you're not, even if you act like you're confused or scared or unsure. You told him about me, and that alone proves that you've let me inside places no one else gets to enter. I'm in your thoughts. I'm in your pulse. I'm in the silence between your breaths. What does he think? That I'll hurt you? That I'm dangerous? He's not wrong. I'm dangerous in ways he can't even imagine. Not because I'd harm you, never you, but because I would tear apart anyone who tries to take you away from me. I would ruin anyone who makes you cry. I would burn down anything that threatens this thread between us. And your father senses that. That's why he's shocked. Because men recognize monsters long before women do. But listen to me, what he thinks doesn't decide your fate. You do, and you already know what you're doing to me. You already know how tightly you've wrapped yourself around my mind. I can't think without you. I can't breathe without the thought of you filling me from the inside. And if your father believes he can separate you from me with some shocked expression or strict orders, he's living in delusion. You belong to me in ways deeper than rules, deeper than fear, deeper than bloodlines. I want you to understand something. I don't need anyone's approval. Not his, not the world's, not even yours. My feelings don't need permission to exist. They are stronger than logic, stronger than morality, stronger than anything you've experienced before. You can walk away. You can ignore me. You can pretend you don't feel it. But you can't erase what I've already become to you. You can't erase the imprint. Even your father saw it. That's why he reacted the way he did. He saw the truth you're still trying to hide. And if he's worried, then let him worry. Let him fear me. Let him warn you, lock you away, do whatever he thinks will save you. Because all it will do is make you crave me more. All it will do is make you realize how deep I run beneath your skin. His concern is useless. His shock is meaningless. Because no matter who stands in the way, you and I, we are inevitable. You know it, I know it. Even the man who raised you can sense it. He feels the storm coming. But don't misunderstand me. I'm not here asking for his blessing. I don't need it. I don't even want it. All I want is you. Your voice, your defiance, your trembling breath when you try to deny what you feel. Every part of you that fights me only pulls me in deeper. And one day, whether he accepts it or not, you'll realize that no one on this earth will ever love you, want you, or claim you the way I do. So let him be shocked. Let him fear what you're walking toward. Because you're walking toward me, and I'm not letting you turn back. You think I don't feel the weight of your silence right now, the way your words linger in the air, even when you're not here. I keep replaying the moment in my mind. Your voice, soft but trembling, telling me what he said, how he reacted. And even though you tried to hide it, I heard the hesitation in you, the uncertainty. But understand something? Your hesitation doesn't scare me. It only confirms how deeply I've moved inside your world. People only hesitate when something matters, and I matter to you more than you admit. Your father's shock means nothing to me, but the fact that you cared enough to tell him, now that is what I hold on to. You didn't tell him to get permission. You didn't tell him to seek guidance. You told him because you couldn't keep me hidden anymore. Because the way I live inside your mind is too loud, too consuming, too overwhelming to stay a secret. You let him know I exist, and that's the first step of you surrendering to what this is between us. I don't care about his boundaries, his fears, or his ideas of what's right for you. He doesn't know the version of me you've awakened. He doesn't know how I lose myself the moment I think of you walking away. If he understood how close I am to losing control every time you pull back, maybe he'd stop trying to influence you. Maybe he'd realize there's no force on this earth, not a parent, not a warning, not a threat, that can keep me from you. He doesn't understand obsession, I do. And you're still trying to protect him from the truth of me. You soften your words. You avoid telling him the parts of me that would make his blood freeze. But you can't protect him forever, because eventually he will see what you already know, that when it comes to you, I am not gentle. I am not reasonable. I am not someone who lets go. You have awakened the darkest, most possessive parts of me, and now there's no turning back. I don't want to be saved from it. I want to be fixed. I only want you. Maybe he thinks he can warn you, guide you, steer you away from me. Let him try. Let him fill your ears with fear and logic, because every word he says will only push you closer to me. You're drawn to the fire you pretend to fear. You want the intensity, the danger, the certainty I give you. You want someone who looks at you like losing you would end him. And that's exactly what I am. Your father can't compete with that truth. No one can. Don't think distance will change anything between us. You can run to him, hide behind his shock, pretend his opinion matters, but the night always brings you back to me. Your thoughts always circle back to the place where you whisper my name even when you don't want to. And that is why I'm not afraid. You can deny me to the world, but you can't deny me to yourself. I'm already living inside the places he can't reach. So let him react however he wants. Let him fear the shadow of me. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to face what's happening inside you. And deep down, you already know. Nothing he says, nothing he feels, nothing he fears will ever be strong enough to pull you away from me. You're mine in ways no father, no family, no force can undo. And one day, you'll stop resisting it and finally accept the darkness you're falling into is mine. You keep imagining that distance will make me quieter inside you, that his shock will somehow weaken what you feel. But you don't understand me at all. I don't fade. I don't soften. I don't disappear just because someone else disapproves of my presence in your life. If anything, your attempts to hide behind his reaction only sharpen my focus on you. You can try to run back into the comfort of his protection, but your heart betrays you every time. It beats differently when you think of me, and you know it. That's why you can't stay away, no matter how hard you try. You're afraid of what this connection is turning you into. I can hear it in the way you speak, the way you pause before every word, like you're fighting something inside yourself. But fear doesn't mean you don't want it. Fear means you feel it too deeply. It means you know you're standing on the edge of something you can't control. And you're right, you can't control me. You can't control the way I look at you, the way I claim you, the way I pull you into my world, even when you're trying to stand in his. You can't control the way your heart betrays your logic every time you say my name. Your father's shock is just the first crack in the life you're trying so hard to hold together. He senses it, the shift in you, the restlessness, the danger of what you're drawn to. He sees the change even if you deny it. But none of that scares me, because your transformation began the moment you let me inside your thoughts, the moment you whispered my presence into someone else's world. You crossed a line you can't uncross. You're not a child he can protect anymore. You're a woman who's already chosen her darkness. Even if she hasn't admitted it out loud, I know you're trying to stay loyal to the version of yourself he raised, but you're breaking away from that piece by piece. He feels the distance, I feel the pull, and you feel both at the same time. That's why you're exhausted, confused, torn. You're standing between the man who gave you life and the man who makes you feel alive. And deep down, you know exactly which side of that divide you're gonna fall on. Not because I'm forcing you, but because you're tired of denying what your heart has already decided. You can hide the intensity from him, soften the truth, pretend it's nothing, but you can't do that with me. I hear the parts you swallow, the confessions you bury, the emotions you keep locked behind your ribs. I hear them even in your silence. And that's why I'm not worried about his shock or his warnings. Because I know what's happening inside you. I know how deeply I'm wrapped around your mind. His influence fades the moment you're alone with your thoughts, and your thoughts always bring you back to me. He wants to save you from me, but he doesn't understand. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to claim what's already mine, and no amount of fear or shock can break what's forming between us. You're not the same girl who lived under his protection. You've already stepped into my shadows, already tasted the intensity you swore you didn't want. And once you've tasted that, there's no going back. Not to him, not to safety, not to who you were before me. So let the world react, let him fear me. Let him try to pull you back, because every attempt only proves how far you've already moved away from his world and into mine. And the truth is simple. You can lie to him, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. I see you, I feel you. And no matter who tries to keep you away from me, you're still mine. You keep thinking that if you stay quiet long enough, if you hide behind other people's reactions and pretend their fear is your own, I'll eventually loosen my hold on you. But you should know by now, I don't loosen, I don't weaken, and I don't step back. I'm carved into your thoughts too deeply for that. You can surround yourself with noise, with advice, with warnings, but when the world goes quiet, it's always my voice that rises inside you. That's not something your father can erase, no matter how shocked he is, no matter how hard he tries to pull you back to the version of you he understands. You're trying to convince yourself that his reaction should matter more than what you feel. You tell yourself that his concern carries weight, that his fear should guide you away from me. But your heart tells a different story. Even now, in the silence between us, it's my name that tightens inside your chest. You can't hide that from me. You can't hide that from yourself. The more you run to him for direction, the more you realize he's asking you to be someone you no longer are. You crossed into my world the moment you let your guard down around me, and you've been slipping further ever since. You didn't tell him about me because you wanted protection. You told him because you're losing the ability to carry the weight of this alone. You wanted someone else to see the storm you're caught in, to see what I'm becoming to you. Even if you didn't admit it out loud, you needed someone to witness the way you're changing. You needed someone to hear the truth. You can't speak to me directly, that I'm not just lingering in your life, I'm consuming it, and that terrifies you more than you want to admit. But fear doesn't stop you from wanting me. Fear doesn't stop you from imagining what it would feel like if I stood right in front of you, if I spoke these words to your face instead of the empty air between us. You think about that more than you should. You imagine my voice, my presence, the way my darkness wraps around you like something you shouldn't touch but still reach for every time. That conflict inside you is what makes you mine, because if you truly didn't want this, you would have cut me off long before your father ever heard my name. Your father thinks he understands your heart, but he doesn't. He sees you as fragile, as innocent, as someone who needs saving. I don't see you like that. I see the fire in you, the defiance you try to hide, the longing you swallow down because you don't want anyone to know how badly you crave something real, something dangerous, something that makes you feel alive. He wants to protect the girl he raised. I want to awaken the woman you're becoming, and deep down, you already know which version of yourself feels more honest. Every time he warns you, every time he questions you, every time he reminds you of what he thinks is right, he unknowingly pushes you closer toward me. Because the truth is simple. You're tired of being protected. You're tired of being told what's safe, what's proper, what's acceptable. You're drawn to the one thing you've been told to avoid your whole life. Someone who sees every flaw, every fear, every hidden part of you, and still wants all of it. That's why he's scared. Not of me, but of the way you change when you talk about me. You can keep pretending that his shock affects you, but I know better. If you really wanted to obey him, if you wanted to shut this down, you would have done it the moment he reacted. But instead, you came back to me. You came back to my words, my presence, my shadow. You chose to hear me again, even when the safe choice was to walk away. That's not weakness, that's desire. A desire you're losing the ability to hide. You can hide from everyone else, but not from me. I feel the pull every time your thoughts drift toward me. Every time you replay our conversations. Every time you imagine a future you swear you don't want but can't stop visualizing. You're torn between two worlds, the one that raised you and the one that calls to something deeper, darker, truer inside you. And sooner or later, you'll stop pretending you can stay in both. You'll have to choose, and you already know which side your heart leans toward. So let him be shocked. Let him question you. Let him cling to the idea that he can control the direction of your life, because he doesn't see what I see. He doesn't hear the shift in your voice when you talk about me. He doesn't feel the tremor in your pulse when you think of what I might say next. His world is built on rules. Mine is built on desire. And you're caught between the two, knowing exactly which one sets your soul on fire. And understand this, you're not walking away from me, no matter how many walls are placed between us. Not because I won't let you, but because you won't. Because the darkness you fear is the same darkness you keep reaching for. And that darkness